might actually finally be in the right group. They keep changing the rules when we put these Facebook Lives up, driving me nutty. Sorry, first world problems, but when you're trying to keep life simple and just do a class, I'm one of these people who just wants like 3 buttons. So I go press, 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 and then I'm live. And they've changed all the rules, and it's like a maze now. And sorry, it just took a few goes to try and get into the right group. It kept reverting me back to my personal page. So I think I'm in Awaken Your Soul, Spirituality and Oils, which the name is about to be changed. So good morning, my loves. We are into the final class for April for Diamond Club. And I would just like to say that we are through to the next round. So we are now through to the final month of Diamond Club. And it is just so freaking exciting because when we started Diamond Club, as you guys know, it's a face-to-face thing. So it's running classes face-to-face, and it's a competition, and it's building your team over 4 months with extra support throughout doTERRA, extra financial support, extra mentorship. And so when COVID-19 hit, everything went out the window, and everyone was still in the competition going, I don't know what I'm going to do now. So everyone reverted to online classes. And it's actually been lots of fun. I'm very much a face-to-face person. I mean, I love doing my Facebook Lives, but when it comes to talking about oils and sharing oils, I love doing it face-to-face, which is why I travel quite a lot. But this has been really interesting, and I've loved it. I've loved sitting down going, right, how are we going to talk about pain management for 45 minutes? Because in a normal class environment, it might go for a few hours, and we just kind of go where we need to go. It depends on how many people are sitting in the room, and this is slightly different, but you know what? It's all about the pivot, and it's all about, longevity. So if you're going to, stay in the ballpark, you need to pivot. Get lots of stuff thrown at us, and this has been really cool. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have really enjoyed the online classes as well. I wasn't really sure if I could do it in the beginning. I was like, I don't know if I can do online classes. I'm a face-to-face person, but this has been awesome, except for a few technical glitches. It's been awesome. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed. I'm just about to put up, hey girls, I'm just about to put up the new class schedule for next month for May. So it's our final month of Diamond Club, which is really exciting. I can't believe we're actually going to get to the end of Diamond Club. There's a few times, honestly, during the last couple of months where I sent a message to my sponsor saying, you know what, I'm out. I'm exhausted and I'm tired and I can't do this in the middle of a pandemic. And we kept going. And you guys are such a big part of this because it's a team effort. It is not just me. It's a huge team effort. So I want to thank everyone in here. I want to thank everyone for listening in and using your oils and stepping outside of your comfort zone and, diving deep. You guys know exactly where I stand with all of this because I talk about it and I post about it all the time. I love everything to do with self-excavation, diving deep, getting real, and using plant medicine to do it. It's my favorite thing in the world, and it's why I'm in here talking about it. I was really hoping that the birds and all the animals would behave today. I've given Olive a bone, one of the glasses on the floor over there with a huge bowl of peanuts. The budgies are going bananas out there. It's always the way when I jump in live. There's always one of them that goes, yep, I want to talk now. She's gone live, so I need to talk. And I think it's the budgies today. They're so sweet. So hopefully they're not too loud. So today we're going to talk about pain management. Now, when I sat down to think about what I want to talk about, again, like the previous classes over the last week, there is so much information. And in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm going to talk about some ice blue and some winter green and a little bit of copaiba. And then when I actually sat down with all of my oils and really kind of intuitively dug into it all and thought about what I've used over the last few years for different pain management issues, I'm like, my God, we've got like 50 oils out. And obviously I don't want to overload everyone. So I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible. But we've got lots of solutions here for pain management. And pain management is not just physical pain. It's also emotional pain, which is one of my favorite topics, you guys. I love talking about emotional pain, not because I love people being in pain, but I like getting people out of it. And when we're not talking about emotional pain, spiritual pain, one of my favorite things to talk about as well. Spiritual pain is enormous. And it's all part of parapsychology, actually, kind of an emerging part of psychology, which I love to death, love it to death. As we're transcending the old into the new, and it brings up so much pain from the past and past lives, and it can be so painful. And I'll share a story actually as I go along with in regards to some pain that came up for me last week with a healer, which was next level. Actually, it was really next level. So we can kind of swing a few ways with pain management. So today I'm just going to keep it as general as possible and kind of cover a little bit of all of those. And if anyone's got any questions as I'm chatting and riffing, just jump in and enjoy. Okay, so when we think about pain, again, this is a really big one for me, because when I switched from nutritional medicine to acupuncture and Chinese medicine, nutritional medicine to Chinese medicine, make sure I got that right, one of the key reasons why I switched was pain management, okay? One of the absolute key reasons, I've always been really interested in mental health and what affects mental health from perspectives that aren't really looked at. And when I switched to Chinese medicine and acupuncture, it was really to do with pain management, helping people get out of their pain cages, so to speak. Because so many people sit in pain cages. They could have chronic pain in the body, like manifesting physically, or they could have chronic emotional pain or chronic spiritual pain, which I've had myself as well. And so when I switched to Chinese medicine, it was all about having that primarily first and foremost as my reason why I jumped in. And I remember telling my palpation teacher, my musculoskeletal and palpation teacher at uni, that's why I'm here. I want to help people be relieved of pain. So I'm studying something that it kind of just gets into every cell of my body. So I love talking about pain management. It's something that affects everyone. We think of mental health, which is like the big elephant in the room, but so is pain, and they're often intricately linked. So a little bit of background on what pain is. I'm not going to go into this too much, but just so that we're all on the same page. An unpleasant sensation and emotional experience that links to tissue damage, okay? Allows the body to react and prevent further tissue damage. That's effectively what pain is. We feel pain when a signal travels through the nerve fibers to the brain for interpretation, and that interpretation can be many things. It can be short or long term, stay in one place, or spread around the body. And I am testament to this, which I will share in a minute. When we think about pain, it can be acute, so intense and short-lived, through injury often, and triggers the body's fight or flight mechanism and breathing responses. If we're not looking at acute pain, so acute pain's like when I sliced my ankle open on the front door about 6 to 8 weeks ago, was it now? That was like intense in the moment, sliced the ankle open, and just revolting, which I'm now using a whole lot of oils on to help heal that wound. If we're not looking at acute pain, we're looking at chronic pain. So obviously lasts longer than acute pain, which can be mild or severe. And I've definitely fallen into this category with my back issue. When it comes to pain, it can be burning, stinging, achy. There's all different feelings associated with pain. I know that with me, I've kind of covered the whole gamut. You can have like period pain, which everyone knows what that period pain feeling is like. It's kind of a little bit like nausea. You can have morning sickness pain as well, which I went through, which was just, it's such a specific type of pain. So if anyone here's had morning sickness, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's revolting. There are different factors that aggravate and relieve pain, different times of the day where it flares up. I find at night time is probably the most common time that my back will flare up when I'm lying down. How it affects your mood and how you function daily, and everyone's understanding of their pain as well. This is a really, really important one, getting underneath into the bones of the actual pain, because often we just slap band-aids on, going like externalizing it, going it's that pain thing, giving it a personality, and it's our understanding of it is getting underneath it and kind of pulling it apart from the inside out, which is what I do in my energy healing work, pulling it apart from the inside out. Other indicators of pain are restlessness, crying, groaning, grimacing, resistance to care. It's a really big one. Sometimes people like to just sit with their pain because it's a safety blanket, comfort blanket. Reduced social interactions, not eating, and sleeping problems. I mean, this pain management, pain itself, just creates it creates a beast in a nutshell. And if anyone listening in has pain issues and you agree with me that it's a bit of a beast, put your hand up, because it really is. I think about the last couple of years when I've had my back issue, and there were times where I just felt like giving up because I was so angry and annoyed that I just couldn't get on top of it. And I'll talk about that in a minute. When it comes to natural therapies, or just therapies full stop, first one says acupuncture. So, woohoo, which we know is inserting fine needles at specific points on the body, nerve blocks, psychotherapy, surgery. I know lots of people have surgery for pain, relaxation therapies, obviously yoga, hypnosis, meditation, physical manipulations with your chiro or your physio or your osteo, heat and cold packs, and rest. And this is really, the last one's really interesting because it's actually rest that helped me finally get on top of my back issue. Okay, so most people in here know that I had a bad fall a couple of years ago and busted my sacroiliac joint on the right side. And I didn't think anything of it at the time. I didn't even really know what a sacroiliac joint was until I realized that I'd busted it, and did a real doozy on it. And it's taken me 2 years to get on top of it through so many different therapies. Oh my God. Chiro, osteo, physio, massage, essential oils, loads of essential oils, Pilates, tons of Pilates, walking. I mean, different times resting, blah, 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 blah. But it took 2 years for me to get on top of that. And it gave me so much anxiety from the pain. I couldn't pick things up. I couldn't even pick Pearl up at one point because of the pain. It was so bad. And it was my Pilates instructor, my second Pilates instructor, not the first ones, that said, Angel, I actually have exactly the same problem as you, exactly the same problem. And I shouldn't be telling you this because I want you to come to Pilates, but you actually need to go and rest and not do any exercise at all. And I was like, oh my God, I love Pilates so much. I don't think I can do this. And I took the advice and I rested, as in didn't do any exercise, and it got better. And I really had to sit with that. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, because I love Pilates. I love getting in there, and I love the strengthening of it, the toning. Just love all of it, actually. But I haven't done Pilates for ages, and I can actually put my hand on my heart now and say the pain has gone. I don't feel uncomfortable. Like when we got the trampoline for Pearl at Christmas, the new trampoline, I haven't wanted to jump on it for obvious reasons, because that joint will go like that. And I got on there and I was so scared. I'm like, I'm going to jump and I'm going to do all this good work that I've done is just going to get thrown out the window. And it wasn't. I was jumping and I was like, this feels okay. Didn't do any flips or anything. I thought I'd save those for an audience at the next barbecue. But I was like, you know what? I think we're getting there. So when it comes to pain management, obviously I'm going to talk about some of my favorite oils, but it's such a big beast of working with the right people to work out what suits you and what works for you, depending on where the pain is in the body. I mean, it's a beast. You could have headaches, like really bad migraines. I've got people actually even in this team that have chronic migraines. If you ask everyone, like, where do migraines come from? There's 50 million different answers. And I'm not going to profess to know. It's not even why I'm in here saying I've got the answers. It's more about using oils to support wherever the pain is in the body, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual. But I know in my situation, oh my God, I used so much freaking Ice Blue through that whole back issue, and it was such a great support. I used so much Ice Blue, but you know what? Don't even reach for it now. And I'm like, that is a sign that we're in a good space, because I went through a tube of Ice Blue. I think I was going through once a month, once every 2 months there for a while. I was using so much Ice Blue. And Yeah, it was like, I don't think this is actually going to end. I have a lot of people come into this team talking to me about pain management. It might have broken a bone, might have fallen over like I did, or we go into the emotional side. You might be going through a divorce. You might have become ill with a disease, and that brings on a whole lot of emotional pain as well. And then there's the spiritual pain stuff. Like, a couple of years ago, I had a Kundalini awakening. It all happened spontaneously. Didn't even know what it was. And that brought on so much spiritual pain that I'm actually writing a book about it. It was enormous, like just next level. Didn't see it coming. Just thought it was another day, and bang, went down the rabbit hole. And here we are, new and improved angel. So pain goes in it kind of moves in different ways, but at the end of the day, it's all energy. Pain is actually energy. It's kind of unreleased tension in the body. We all know that, which is why I use network spinal analysis for that reason. It's how I learnt to work with that pain and know that it is just an energy that needs to be released out of the body. And we just got to find the right practitioners and the right self-care rituals to help move it through. Some people are not interested in going down that route, and some people just want to use pain management tools like Panadol and Nurofen and the heavier stuff, and that's totally fine. I'm not here to judge, but I just want to say that pain is an actual energy. Okay, it's a vibrating energy, and there's lots of different ways we can approach this. But today I want to talk about what oils I've used and what products I've used that have really helped me. And as I mentioned in all of my classes, I want to talk about the stuff that's helped me. I don't want to sit here like an encyclopedia. I want to say this has actually helped me, and it may help you as well. But always do your own research. Always use your health and medical professionals as well. Really, really important, because everyone has different bodies and different, stuff going on. So be gentle, but be brave at the same time. Okay, so as I mentioned before, Ice Blue, this is our pain management blend. This is in the Home Essentials kit. It's in all of the kits, I think, actually. This little 5 ml bottle, and it's Ice Blue, which is the athletic blend, and I think it's the soothing blend in America. It is beyond next level. All you need to do, a couple of drops with your fractionated coconut oil, our carrier oil, rubbed into the hands and rubbed into the body, wherever you feel like you need some pain relief. Again, it might be physical pain, it might be muscle pain from working out, it might be a strain, it might be you might have broken a bone, you just need a little bit of relief. This is a soothing blend to help wherever you need pain. If you have emotional pain, so say you're going through a divorce, or you've lost your house, or whatever's going on, or you might even be going through emotional pain from what's going on in the world right now, which is really, really common, you can use this soothing blend over your chakras. So use it over your heart. Heart pain is a real thing. I've had, through the spiritual pain that I've been through, I've had a lot of heart pain as we open up that heart chakra, because it was really closed for a long time. So I use a lot of Ice Blue over my heart to just keep it open and keep the love flowing, because I have a tendency traditionally to just stay really shut down, and I'm a Capricorn, so we can be a bit cold sometimes because we just don't want to get hurt. So we close down and it affects the whole body. Energy gets stuck, you get blockages, and then it kind of shows up in other places. So I've got something in my throat. Anyway, Ice Blue is specifically blended by the scientists at doTERRA for exactly what we're talking about, pain management, in whatever capacity you need to use it. The rub, oh my God, how good is the rub? Oh my God, I've used so much of this rub, it's totally insane. I love this stuff to death. I've used so much of it. Again, it's like a easier version to use than this because it's already in like a lotion. I have covered my back in Ice Blue. I've also done my belly if I have period pain. So if I'm feeling a bit funny in the belly, I'll use the Clary Calm, which is the women's monthly blend, all over the belly, and then lather Ice Blue over the top of it. And it is really soothing. It goes really cold as well, but it's really soothing if you feel hormonal, crampy, a bit achy, a bit painy. Do you know what I mean? So these two together are really, really good for your monthly bleed. It's really nice, just right into the belly, and it actually really works. It's so beautiful. And I spent years taking Nurofen you know, when I got to that time. And I like that I can actually use these natural products now. It's beautiful. So Ice Blue, guys, it's in your kits, is the bomb. The Ice Blue pills are really good as well. I know Emily Wright loves these because she busted her knee. These are Ice Blue in a supplement. They've got additional turmeric, which we know is super anti-inflammatory, ginger, green tea, peppermint, a bunch of stuff actually. So these 3 products out of the Ice Blue range are incredible. I don't take these all the time, but I definitely took a lot of these when I busted my back. It was really helpful. The other product that I really love for pain management is Copaiba. You know, when I run my face-to-face classes, Copaiba is just a winner, because I might have people come in who are like, do you know what, the Ice Blue, it takes a little bit of the edge off, but I'm still feeling the pain right now. You know, there's a kind of a residual there. It doesn't quite get rid of it. And I find that when they pop some Copaiba on, it goes completely. It's actually incredible how much this works as an analgesic and anti-inflammatory. I've spoken about Copaiba so many times in this group. You guys know how much I love it. I've done whole videos just on Copaiba and the soft gels as well. So I know lots of people that might have arthritic pain, autoimmune pain, just bone pain they might have had a broken bone, especially autoimmune as well. Like if you've got rheumatoid arthritis, Copaiba seems to be a really lovely support. I've heard it from so many people, and there's a Copaiba group on Facebook, which is just people talking about how this has helped them. So if you want to know more, jump into that group. I think it's Copaiba support, and the soft gels as well. So this is just Copaiba and a soft gel. This stuff is the bomb. The bomb. I've used it so many times for pain relief. I can't even tell you, especially for an earache. So ear pain is a really specific, nasty pain, as most people know. I have had a couple of ear infections since I started with doTERRA, and I've gone brave and said I'm going to use essential oils instead of antibiotics. And I'm not saying don't use antibiotics, like in my pet class the other day. If you feel like you need to go down that route, do it, because you don't want to muck around with these things, especially with your ear. But I felt like I was in the early stages each time of an ear infection. So what did I do? I used Copaiba, I used basil, and I used helichrysum. These guys are all really, really good for pain relief. And I use them all together on a little cotton ball in my ear, okay? Especially at night, like when you're going to sleep, I put the cotton ball in my ear and just put my head down on the pillow or the other way so that I've got my ear up. It doesn't really matter. Use the 3 oils on my mastoid bone and just rubbed it around the ear. You never want to be pouring oils into the ear. That's just an absolute no-no. But this combo of helichrysum, basil, and Copaiba is so good for pain management, and I can attest to this because I've had an ear infection 3 times, I think, in 4 years, and the bomb, especially helichrysum. Helichrysum is. This stuff is amazing. Everyone needs it in their home for so many reasons. Skin, I spoke about this in my skin class yesterday, but it's also really good for pain. And I'm going to read out of my emotions book, because this one's really interesting. It's actually the oil for pain, all right? So, amazing healer of pain. It aids the walking wounded, those with a history of difficult life circumstances, trauma, self-destruction, loss, or abuse. These individuals need the powerful spiritual support that helichrysum offers, and it is freaking amazing, guys. You can diffuse this just like the deep blue. You can diffuse it. You can diffuse Copaiba. So we're talking a lot about using it topically at the moment, but you guys know we can also diffuse in our diffuser, just a couple of drops, because we're still going to get the benefits through our respiratory and integumentary system. This oil restores confidence in life and in the self, giving the individual the strength to carry on. Powerful relationship with the light, in the light of the sun. I mean, it's just such a beautiful oil. So those with intense emotional pain, anguish, or trauma, feeling hopeless, despairing, or wounded. So it's the oil of pain. So when we're talking about emotional pain, this is a winner chicken dinner. And you can just make yourself a little roller. They do make helichrysum rollers. You can buy them at doTERRA, or you just make your own. So it's just a 10 ml bottle with, say, half carrier oil and then a mix of oils, including helichrysum, which is your personal pain touch roller that you use in those moments where you might really need it. We all know those moments. Those moments I go and hide in the bath and shut the door, and then everyone comes knocking and I'm like, go away. And you can make a touch roller with a whole lot of your favourite oils to just really help that emotional pain move through, because when we don't help it move through, we can just get really, really sick. And I've been really sick from being spiritually blocked as well. I've been through that over the last couple of years. It's called The Dark Night of the Soul. I'm writing a book about it. It's a hairy, interesting, enlightening process. So the positive properties of helichrysum: healing, courageous, hopeful, transforming, and determined. This one's really, really special, so we can use it physically or emotionally or spiritually. I love it. When it comes to quite intense pain, again, right across the board, physically, emotionally, spiritually, we can make what's called a morphine bomb. So we're just going to use our veggie caps. These are empty capsules from doTERRA. And we put 4 oils in there. I just want to make sure I get my my numbers right on these for this particular blend. So for this morphine bomb, we've got lemongrass, which is an awesome pain reliever. So we've got 6 drops of lemongrass in the empty capsule. We've got 3 drops of oregano. We've got 6 drops of frankincense, which is also amazing. These are all amazing pain relievers. And marjoram, we've got 3 drops. So 3 oregano, 3 marjoram, 6 frankincense, 6 lemongrass. Top it up with a little bit of olive oil, and it goes into one of these capsules. Now, these are renowned. These are the little capsules here. You can see that. I love making my own capsules, but I research. I don't just throw stuff together hoping for the best, especially when you're using these powerhouse oils here. These are real powerhouse oils, especially oregano and marjoram. They're warm oils as well, hot oils. So make sure when you've got it, when you're using it, it has to go into a capsule. You could also use this morphine bomb topically, but just make sure it's always diluted down with carrier oil. But I know a lot of people that use this morphine bomb for times when they really need help releasing that pain and pushing it through. This is a real winner actually. So I'll pop the recipe up after this in terms of if anyone feels like they want to try it, always message me first though and we can talk through what's actually going on. I want to make sure everyone's got all the best resources before they start mucking around with this stuff. Past tense. Okay, people with head tension. I put this on this morning, and I've actually gone through periods of time where I actually wear this every single day. Not really in isolation, but prior to isolation, I use this all the time because I love how it makes me feel. Like in tune, I often use past tense and in tune, which is the clarity blend, together. And I just love how it makes me feel. I just feel so ready and capable. But the past tense is specifically for head tension, so headaches in a nutshell. I don't get on here and say this is going to like save the day with your migraines, because I know people that have had migraines where they've had to go to the doctor, sometimes to the hospital, because they are breaking down, and past tense probably might not cut it in those situations, but it's here as a support. And it's specifically, it says relaxation blend, so if you don't have a headache and you still want to use this like I do, it's really, really lovely. I love this so much. It's got a mix of wintergreen, which is kind of our key pain management oil, lavender, which is very calming and relaxing, peppermint, frankie, marjoram, Roman chamomile, rosemary, basil. So you've got a couple of the oils that I've spoken about in here. This is a really nice little pain blend to carry in your handbag. It did mention wintergreen in there. Wintergreen, I really, really love wintergreen. There is something so powerful about this oil. It's our key oil in all of our pain management oils. It's the #1 pain management oil in the blends. I think I'm repeating myself now, going around in circles. The story of how we get wintergreen is also really incredible as well. It's grown in Nepal, and these amazing ladies that trek in for 10 hours and trek out for 10 hours with these wintergreen leaves is just an incredible story, and how doTERRA has gone in and actually helped them, you know, build their community. Whereas before, I think they've just been completely ripped off and, you know, basically had no houses, and they're doing all this work, and doTERRA's gone in and created these amazing supportive communities so they can actually live a good life, which I love. I love all of that stuff about doTERRA. It's, you know, one of the main reasons why I decided to partner with this company. That stuff really means a lot to me. But wintergreen itself, like even if you're just using wintergreen on its own in the diffuser, is very, very good. You could probably put in with some helichrysum, maybe a little bit of peppermint even. It's really good for moving the energy of pain through the body. Even if you just lie down and do a meditation and you pop some wintergreen, you know, on your chakra points, it's really good for helping that release. Sound healing is really good as well. I use sound healing all the time. I use my crystals, I use my oils, lots of things I use actually in my little sessions where I kind of zone out and just kind of recalibrate. But wintergreen is really special. So if you don't have this in your cart, chuck it in. We don't talk about it a lot in here because it's in all the pain management oils, but on its own, very special. And it has a really interesting aroma. You could just sit with it and just inhale it on its own and it still does the job. It's very, very special. So special. I popped Aroma Touch on here. Now this is an oil, it's a spa blend and it's used for massage. So we know how special massage is. I do meet people though that hate being touched and hate massages, and you know, each to their own. I could have my own massage therapist living here with me actually, so I could just be massaged all day and it still wouldn't be enough. I love massage. I was just like, get in here and make me feel good. I love Kahuna massage. Most of my friends know how much I love Kahuna, which is a slightly different style of massage. But one of the most beautiful oils that's used in that massage space to help us, you know, release what needs to be released, which is what massage is all about, calming the body down, helping remove tension, and just basically making us feel brand new again. This is basically our key signature oil for all our massage therapists. Or even if you just want to give yourself a nice foot massage, use the Aroma Touch with some carrier oil and just get in there and give yourself a really nice massage. You're watching TV, Netflix, or just looking out at the stars. It's really beautiful. One of the key oils in here is black pepper, off the top of my head. Is it in here? No, it used to be in there. I'm sure it used to be in there. It doesn't say it. But black pepper is also really, really good for really good for muscle pain as well. A lot of massage therapists use it. But the Aroma Touch has the peppermint, the cypress, the marjoram, the basil, and the lavender, which I've already talked about as being beautiful pain relievers and having really, you know, those beautiful capabilities to get into our body and just help us release what's not serving us, which pain is one of those things, telling us that something's not right, you know, within the constitution of the body, or it's not our, you know, our emotions are skewed, or as I mentioned before, spiritually, you know, all out of whack. So Aroma Touch is really nice as well, guys. This is a really nice, gentle pain reliever, all right? But as I said before, always chat to your medical professional or your allied health professional. It's really important to have that group of people that are helping you move forward. I felt over the last couple of years that I wasn't moving forward. There were times where I was just like, I actually think I'm completely stuck. I could not get the pain out of my back. One of my health practitioners said, the pain in your back actually isn't even physical anymore. It's emotional and you just won't release it. You know, it's actually your problem. And I was like, oh, this is just getting full on. But you know what? I kept working with it, and I ended up releasing all this stuff through the spiritual bodies, you know, just through my meditation, through my Reiki. And I felt, even through sound healing actually down the road with Siri down the road, I did a sound healing where I felt that whole pain in my back just kind of open up and release through sound healing. And I was like, this is better than any drugs I've ever taken. And so it's really important to really start to explore and open your mind to things that you might not have thought about before, in terms of getting into that space, because I think that we can get very protective of that pain in our body. And I actually look back and think I was so protective of that pain that I wouldn't even let anything in to help it release. And I don't even know why I was being protective. It was kind of felt like it was out of my control. And sometimes we just want to own this pain forever. And I had a healing last week actually with an amazing woman in Melbourne. She's amazing, seriously amazing. And during the healing, right under here, under my right breast, was just killing. It was just killing. And I was like, oh my God, like I almost feel like I can't breathe. Like I was lying down, getting up, walking around. And anyway, when the healing finished, I spoke to her on the phone for half an hour, and she's like, yeah, there was a lot of stagnation under there. It took quite a lot to release it. There was so much going on. And I'm like, well, when does the pain go? And she's like, it might take 48 hours. So the next day I got up and the pain was still there. I never have pain there. And I was like, oh, just sit with it, Angel. I massaged under there, drank lots of water. I was gentle with myself, because you have to be really gentle with yourself after you've had a healing. And then the next day it was gone. It was just like gone. And I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel like I just released a whole lot of stuff that was distracting me. It's probably the best way to describe it. If you feel distracted in life by things that you just want to get rid of, have an energy healing and send me a message, because my woman in Melbourne is the bomb for this stuff. The bomb. I had a few things that were really kind of in my line of sight that were distracting me, and I was like, I just don't want to think about that stuff. And I felt like through that whole healing that we did, and that huge pain that came up under my right breast and then released 48 hours later, I was like, whew, I feel like a new woman. So if anyone wants to explore this further, just send me a message and I'll send you her details. She is a very special woman. I feel very blessed to have her in my life, actually. But that's a really good example of how we start to blend the lines of physical, emotional, and spiritual pain, and that it's actually all just energy. That's what it is. When we're sitting firmly in 3D, we just see it as physical pain. But when you start to really get into the multi-dimensional space, you can start to play with it a bit more, and it becomes a bit easier to move it on. And it took me ages to work this out, honestly. I was so stubborn and stuck in my ways, going, just make this pain go away. And my practitioner was right. There was a really strong emotional component to why I just couldn't shift it, which I understand now, but it took me ages to work it out. So I'm going to keep talking about this with you guys, because it's actually all very linked. I think of people in my life that were hurt really badly through physical pain, and they 20 years later are still consumed by it through the grief process, through the loss process, through low self-worth and never being able to get over it. And I went through a little bit of this myself, especially with my dad, and that stuff doesn't serve you. It has to go. We need to unload that baggage. We need to unload it for good, and that is pain in the body that holds us back. And I'm speaking from personal experience here, because I've carried so much of it through my life, put on a brave face, put on a mask going, I'm okay, when I'm actually not underneath. And I hold back, and I, don't connect, for the fear of being hurt. So when it comes to pain management, this is a really big part of the process. The black pepper is a really good one, because it's the oil of unmasking. Emotionally, it's getting those masks off and actually going, I'm actually ready to release this pain that I'm holding on to, without realizing. A lot of people don't realize they're hanging on to this as a safety blanket. Okay, and I want to be really compassionate to everyone in this group, or anyone listening in who is struggling right now with pain across the spectrum. I want to be really, really compassionate and send love and say, I get it. And if you want to explore a few other options, just send me a message, okay? Just send me a message. I've got a lot of pain, collective pain, being released at the moment on this planet through years and years and years of mismanagement and bad behaviour. So we've kind of got so many different levels of pain management going on. It's really crazy time, actually. So, yeah. I could talk about this stuff till the cows come home. As you guys know, I'm always in here talking about this stuff. So what I've talked about is kind of my key pain management oils. We could go down a few different roads further, but I'm going to keep it at that for now, because we're sitting at 38 minutes. I hope that's been really helpful, guys. This is our last class for Diamond Club for April. As I mentioned at the start, we made it through April. We qualified, and I want to thank everyone in this team. I nearly gave up in February, and then I nearly gave up again in March, and I nearly gave up this month going, this is all too hard, and I just kept going. I'm like, yes, we can do this, and we did it. We qualified for May, our final month of Diamond Club, and for anyone in here who does Diamond Club next year, I'm going to be your biggest freaking supporter, because it's such a cool journey. with it just opens your world up to so many new opportunities, actually. So keep that in mind, and if anyone wants to talk about that, please reach out. Please reach out, because we tick over to May tomorrow. I can't even believe it. Through such crazy times, really, really crazy times. So I'm going to put a giveaway up shortly, another giveaway, because I'm feeling really generous. And I'm going to put my new classes up tomorrow for May. And we've got all new classes on all new topics. And feel free, guys, to invite your friends to this group. I put a giveaway up yesterday saying if you invite a certain number of people into the group, you get the equal value of free oils for how many people you've brought in at a minimum of 25. So check that post out. That post is for people that want free oils and are happy to bring people into the group because they know those people will get some benefit from these classes and from our posts. That's why I'm here, to share and love all the good stuff with everyone. Okay, makes my heart sing. Don't forget, if you're a new person who's come in and you order this month 100 PB of product, which is around $100 and up, you're going to get a free citrus bliss and a free tangerine thrown in, which is really awesome. But on the whole, I think that's probably where I want to draw a line with pain management. We'll probably run another class. I want to dig into the emotional side of pain management a little bit more. It's kind of my preference. Might bring a bit of Chinese medicine into it. But that's enough there to get you guys started. If you've got a home essentials kit, family essentials kit, nature solutions kit, guys, use your ice blue. This is a pain management blend. It was put together specifically for this reason. If you feel emotionally blocked, put the ice blue in the diffuser or put it in the bath like I do. I love ice blue in the bath. It gives you just this instant tingle, and I think sometimes I've maybe put too many drops in when I put my magnesium flakes in, and I'm like, oh, you know, feels like I'm at a rave sometimes. A little bit crazy, but have a play with them, guys. You know, have a play with these oils. If you're listening in and your oils are sitting there unattended, asking you to play with them, then go and play with them. All right, we don't want to buy oils and leave them sitting there because they've got all this magic within them that they need to share, and they need to share it today and every single day. So on that note, I'm going to run. I love you guys, and yeah, brand new month tomorrow. Thank you so much for everything, guys. We did it. Lots of love. Bye.